If you've been showing up, getting your workouts in, trying to eat right, yet your back keeps nagging, your knees feel tight, and your energy is gone by lunch, I want you to hear this. It is not a willpower issue. Your foundation is asking you for help. I see this all the time with high performers. Parents, business owners, nurses, teachers. You can grind through a plan for a few weeks, but if pain and low energy hang around, consistency turns into a fight. And when consistency slips, results stall, even when the program itself is solid. So let's make this simple. I'm going to show you what you can look at so you can see the roadblocks clearly and stop blaming yourself. First of all, why do pain, stiffness, and low energy mess up progress so much? Pain changes how you move. You start guarding without even realizing it. Little compensations that shift load into the wrong places and the wrong joints and rob the right muscles of good tension. That's why a weight that used to feel light suddenly feels heavy, and soreness will linger in odd places. Stiffness makes it worse because it limits access to certain positions. If your hips and your upper back and your shoulders won't go to where they should, you can't use the right tissue at the right time. Quality reps disappear and your body spends more on recovery than it should. And if energy is low, the window where you can be consistent starts to shrink. You plan to train, prep your food, and get your steps in, but when the tank is empty by midday, the plan quietly unravels. Daily movement drops, convenient choices creep in, and momentum fades. You stack those together and your body stays in protect mode. Protect mode is survival, it's not adaptation. So what should you actually pay attention to this week? I want you to think about your foundation in 3 parts: mobility access, recovery load, and energy management. Let's start with mobility access. I'm not talking about circus tricks. I'm talking about your hips, your thoracic spine, and your shoulders actually doing their jobs. So start with asking yourself a few simple questions. Do you feel creaky getting in and out of bed or out of the car? Does one side always feel tighter during squats and lunges and overhead presses? Do you need a long, elaborate warm-up just to feel normal? If those sound familiar, it means you likely don't have reliable access to the positions your lift requires. And when you can't access certain positions, you borrow from somewhere else. Usually the knees or the lower back. That's an expensive habit. Progress stalls because every session costs too much recovery. Now for recovery load. This is the part that many people try to out-hustle. Be honest about your sleep first. Are you actually averaging 7 to 9 hours per night or most nights? Or is it like 5 to 6 with good intentions? How many times are you waking up throughout the night? 1 or 2 regularly? You will feel that in cravings, mood, soreness, and patience. Look at stress levels too. Short fuse, shallow breathing throughout the day, wired but tired at night, and hydration. If you're seeing darker urine, regular headaches, or afternoon fog, your system is underfilled and your joints will complain. Recovery is where your body adapts. If you cut it short, soreness lingers, cravings climb, and the next workout feels like a test you have to survive rather than stimulus that will help you grow and develop. Then there's energy management. This is about rhythm and reliability, not just caffeine. When do you consistently hit a wall? Do you have enough in the tank to repeat today's effort tomorrow without dreading it? Pay attention to your daily movement on your lifting days. A lot of people train hard, but then without even realizing it, barely move the rest of the day because they're just burnt out and exhausted. That drop in everyday movement, which we call NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, basically all the subconscious movements that you do throughout the day without realizing it, like me talking with my hands all the time, that drop in NEAT can actually erase the calorie burn from the workout you just did. Energy management isn't about being hyped. It's about having enough steadiness to do Thursday what you did on Monday. So there's 2 patterns that tend to keep people stuck. One is what I call the all gas, no break loop. You feel behind, so you push harder to outrun pain and fatigue. Workouts get longer and heavier, sleep gets shorter, stress rises, and your body digs in its heels. Effort goes up, results don't. The other is the pain avoidance loop. You start skipping movements to avoid aggravation. Capacity drops, stiffness increases, and more things begin to hurt. It feels like you're losing ground because gradually you are. If you want a quick gut check to see where your foundation stands, ask yourself a handful of honest questions. Does your morning joint stiffness last more than like 20 or 30 minutes before you feel normal? After a typical session, does a joint stay irritated for more than a day? Let's say still like a 2 out of 10 of soreness or a 4 out of 10 of pain within like 24 to 48 hours after training? Are you averaging less than 7 hours of real good quality sleep? or waking 2 or more times throughout the night? Do you hit the same crash energy window each day, every day, that starts to kill your steps and your workout intensity? On training days, are your steps and your activity levels dropping pretty dramatically, or even maybe just in a small amount that you may have not noticed if you weren't paying attention compared to your rest days? And if you track it, has your resting heart rate been 5 to 10 beats per minute higher when 2 or 3 consecutive days back to back? Now that one you may not think about and consider, but it can definitely be a telltale sign of what's going on with your recovery. If 2 or more of these are a yes, then your foundation needs some attention. Don't add intensity to a wobbly base. That isn't discipline. That's a bad investment. So how will you know that the base is improving? You will feel it. Your warm-up time shrinks from like 15 minutes of grinding it out, trying to get warmed up and loosened up, to just like 5 to 7 minutes of movement just to be ready, just to feel like you're ready to actually move. Post-session pain settles to a 1 to 2 out of 10 within a day or so. Your energy gets more reliable. You can repeat your plan on Thursday like you did on Monday. Your daily movement holds steady or even increases on training days. Sleep hits 7 to 9 hours per night at least 5 nights out of the week. And your mood and focus smooth out instead of spiking and crashing. Those are green lights. And a quick word on red flags, because ignoring these is how small problems become big problems. If you have a sharp pain with numbness and tingling, unexplained swelling, night pain that wakes you up or keeps you up throughout the night, or pain that doesn't change at all across 2 to 3 weeks' time, get evaluated by a quality healthcare professional. That's not push through it territory. Here's the reframe I want you to take with you. Progress doesn't come from ignoring signals. It comes from aligning them. When mobility gives you the right access to specific positions, the right positions, recovery restores what training spins, and your day-to-day energy is steady enough to repeat the plan, your body stops fighting you and starts adapting. That's why inside THI, we don't just hand you workouts. We rebuild patterns, reduce pain, and protect recovery, so your efforts finally show up in your body. So for this week, keep it simple. Do the quick self-audit. Notice where you hurt, when you crash, and how long irritation hangs around after training. Circle the pillar that's screaming the loudest, mobility access, recovery load, or energy management, and give that one area at least a good 7 days of attention. Small fix, real traction. You are not broken. Fix the foundation and progress returns.